you either build your own dream or help someone else build their dream.
Right.
There's only two boats.
100%.
And eventually, sometimes, which I think has happened with a lot of our team, is that your dream may become your employee's dream. That's when you have the most potential success, is when everyone's moving towards the same mission. And so with any brand, when you have a team or team members that are willing to do that, I feel so much more like gratitude, and I owe them so much. And I think as a founder, having that trust in yourself, of course, but when your team has that trust in you, it just pushes you even further.
Must be very validating. Yeah, absolutely.
APTHCRY on the wave. Shoes off, pause, yeah, let's get it. Shoes off, but the vibes stay loud. APTHCRY heat, yeah, I'm flexing in the crowd. Socks on the scene, that's a subtle little flex. Talking drip in the pod, yeah, we setting the next. Mic on fire, we vibing with the crew.
This episode of the Shoes Off podcast is brought to you by Babies Kusina in Philadelphia. APTHCRY is actually doing a crazy collaboration with Babies this Saturday, October 11th. Make sure to stop by. It's going to be nuts. We've got reservations through the show notes in the description below, and also, of course, in the YouTube description, depending on where you're watching it. We've got an exclusive one-night menu. We've got exclusive merch. You can only grab it here, and you can come have dinner with us. It's going to be a great time. The food is amazing. Make sure to stop by this Saturday, October 11th at 6 p.m. Links to sign up. Reservations going quick in the description below. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Shoes Off podcast. Today, we're at the premier Filipino spot in Philadelphia on West Girard, Babies. I'm very excited about this. We are here with the owner and the chef of Babies, and her name is Raquel, and she's incredible. And she's actually sort of a neighbor to APTHCRY in a lot of ways. Like, we're only like a mile away from each other. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Seth.
Yeah, thank you for having us too at your spot. This is beautiful.
We appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Both you guys.
Thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about the spot and what you guys do.
Yeah, so like you said, we're on Girard. We're in Brewery Town, so we're essentially an all-day cafe, and then we turn into a restaurant at night.
Nice.
So you can come in the morning, grab your Filipino pastry. We brew Filipino coffee beans. We call it Barako in the Philippines. We do breakfast sandwiches, and then at night we turn over into a weighted dinner service. So you can sit down, enjoy a full Filipino meal.
That's awesome. So I was reading, you guys are sort of a traditional, but also like new style take, or I guess a new take, a creative take on traditional Filipino dishes. Like, how does that all, I'm not very familiar with Filipino dishes. I know Osman's half Filipino. I know we've been to the Philippines a couple times, but I still don't know, like, sort of, what does that essentially entail?
Yeah, I think Filipino food is still largely underrepresented.
Okay.
And I think we're just tapping into that here in Philly. There's not a lot of Filipino restaurants. And so I think it's really hard to describe Filipino food in one way, because depending where you are from in the Philippines, it could look differently. And then so myself, I'm first generation Filipino American.
Oh, awesome.
So I was born here. And so the way that I eat Filipino food or ate Filipino food growing up is very different than if someone was born and raised in the Philippines. And then we have a team that's also very diverse. Some of them, were born in the Philippines, or some of them came very young and then grew up here. So kind of what we mean by kind of this modern take is, yes, at its soul, the flavors are there. It's definitely, the flavor of the flavors you would have at home, but maybe it looks differently. And I think that is reflective of our team and our different experiences. So we try to bring that into our food. So it may taste the way that it tastes at home, but it may just look a little bit differently.
That's
and then we
awesome.
like to also be creative and have a different take on things.
That's awesome. We got some cookies and some treats here.
Yes.
I told Osman to hold off because we were both about to dig in before we got to the podcast, but I wanted to sort of talk about them and show everyone how good they look.
Oh, these
Ooh,
flies.
careful.
I let a fly. It was pouring rain outside. First of all, I gotta say the reason me and Osman are soaked is because it was like torrential downpour carrying all the
And
stuff
then
in.
our AC is dripping.
And then I let a few flies in, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, look at that. Crazy. Should we
So
do
all house-made.
Nice, okay.
So this is our kind of take on bibingka, sweet coconut rice cake. So this is ube.
Nice.
You guys have probably heard about ube. It's purple yam, a dish to the Philippines. And then this is bibingka. So traditionally, this would be baked in banana leaves over kind of like an open flame. So here we bake them with the banana leaves,
That's
more
awesome.
for the aromatics. We have matcha cookies with white chocolate chip, and
Let's
then we
go.
have brown butter chocolate chip cookies.
They all look delicious.
Yeah, they
So
look
it's just some of the
wild.
stuff that we have.
Oh my gosh. Should we wait until
Wait till the end.
Okay.
I don't want to be chewing.
Just like staring at those. So okay. So I guess start from the beginning. What got you into wanting to start this place?
So I don't come from a food background. I was actually in
really?
corporate. I was a consultant.
Oh, wow.
I worked in the pharma industry for
Okay.
a very long time, but had started cooking, throughout college, I came to school here in Philly, but I grew up in North Jersey. And so I found myself cooking a lot more Filipino food when I was away from home. Like our family, like most kind of Asian families or ethnic families, they show love through food.
That's awesome.
And so for me, when I missed home, I would cook, and I would cook for friends. And then over the years, I got a little bit more creative. And food for me was definitely, and cooking was a form of expression.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got into my career, which is very business forward, not very creative, I found myself cooking more, being more creative. And then in 2018, my husband Tom and I, we started a supper club.
Oh, cool.
We called it Tita Emmy's, which was named after my mom,
That's awesome.
whose nickname is also Baby. So that's where
cool.
Babies comes from my mother. So it's homage to my mom and the women in my family. And so I think when we had started our supper club, we really saw that there was this gap in Philadelphia for Filipino food.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no better way to have Filipino food than at someone's house.
Right.
And so we opened up our house to strangers, and
That's awesome.
we made dinner for 8 to 10 people.
That's awesome.
And we were doing that for like over almost 2 years until COVID happened.
Oh, wow.
And then we
Okay.
slowed down.
That makes sense. Was that because of the COVID restrictions and just people not being able to go out, so you kind of had to take things slow?
Yeah, for sure. I
Gotcha.
remember our last collab. So we were doing supper clubs and we were doing collabs.
Mm-hmm.
Our very last collab before COVID was that weekend that everything shut down, and it was a collab with Cafe Roasters.
Oh, wow.
So this was before they even opened their
Oh,
space.
yeah, okay.
And that was the very last event we did before, everything shut down.
Right. That makes sense. What does a food collab entail? Because I'm familiar with like clothing collabs, sneaker collabs, things like that. Like, what makes a food collab a food collab?
I think it depends on the chefs and how you want to kind of merge your brands and like your artistic styles. So for the Cafe Roasters collab that we did, and we did collabs together, before either of us had brick and mortar spaces, they would do coffee and then we would do food.
Right.
And so that was kind of like a beverage and food pairing. Whereas, we've done collabs with other chefs where they might be cooking a different cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
And so we might meld Filipino with Mexican or Italian or
cool.
something like that. And then we create a new menu that otherwise wouldn't have existed. So we can have a lot of fun.
That's
with
all.
food
And is
for
it like a
sure.
limited time thing?
Yeah,
Like,
when
okay,
we do
cool.
collabs, a lot of times it'll be like a limited dinner. We've done a ton with other restaurants.
That's awesome.
Just to kind of give an opportunity for our brand and our following and the other brand's following to kind of come together and experience something different.
That's awesome. Well, obviously you're doing something right, because I think the reason we wanted to have you on the podcast was the main reason was you literally are so, like, this place is so well known in Philly, and you guys just got a building
Oh.
recently. Like, we did a pop up with this coffee shop where you guys served the food. That was my first experience.
that
with
was
you
so
guys.
much fun.
It was so much fun. It was
Last
incredible.
year, right?
Yep.
Last summer.
Yep. And that was the first experience I had with it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And Austin was like, yeah, dude, there are lines for this spot every day. And we're like, oh my gosh. So creating that sort of groundswell is not easy. Like, and that's not something that happens with, I mean, it can happen obviously with social media and sort of building a following that way, but obviously you have to have a good product, which you guys have, which is super cool. So like, how was so you started with the dinner clubs. What was like the next step of the process?
Yeah, I think the dinner series really is what helped create this very intimate relationship between myself and my husband and people that ate with us. Because at that point, you're eating in someone's house at their table, food that they're cooking. And mind you, we wouldn't tell anybody what we were cooking.
Oh, wow.
We would say, hey, what are your dietary restrictions? So if there's someone in the group that maybe can eat fish, then most likely I won't make any fish for that menu, and I'll do something,
Right.
that fits everybody's dietary restrictions. But I feel like that's probably the most intimate way to get to know someone in their house with other folks. And so I think the experience of having these very intimate supper clubs really helped to build these strong connections. And we have so many customers that came to our house in 2018, 2019 that now come to the cafe.
That's awesome.
So I think that was something that really helped us understand the people that are coming to eat with us. And that has carried through for sure to our brick and mortar.
That's awesome.
And the team. Like I feel like what's interesting about the team that we built, we started building our team 3 years before we even opened our doors.
Oh, wow.
And it was very initial conversations. But the common thread, and sometimes the common thread wasn't even they had food or restaurant experience. It was they cared about pushing Filipino food and culture forward, and they really cared about what our mission was. So it's really special, and we're very lucky to have the team that we have.
That's awesome.
What was the turning point between the corporate, your old life versus, hey, now I want to like focus on food, restaurants, pop-ups?
Yeah, it was really hard because I had been working for 12 years already.
Oh, wow.
And so I was already kind of like mid-management level. So at that point, it was, if I keep going, it's going to be even harder to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But I think after COVID, there was this, I forget what they called it, when everyone was leaving their corporate jobs. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There was this like, this time
I
where
was
everyone was
probably
like,
part of that as well.
Right? Yeah, he was. Yeah.
there was a term for it, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And
I don't remember the term.
there was a lot of people leaving their corporate jobs because I think after COVID, everyone was like, is what I'm doing making me happy? Is it fulfilling? Because you just spent 2 years at home not doing anything,
Right.
and probably losing a lot of passion for whatever.
People
corporate
were
job
getting
you
burnt
had.
out.
Very, very burnt out.
Yep.
And like their personal lives were melding with their corporate life, right? Because you're not leaving your office and going home. Your home became the office for a lot of people. And so for me, I was starting to rethink a lot about, is what I'm doing bringing me fulfillment? It's bringing me comfort. It's giving me stability. Like, I enjoyed my career, but I found myself splitting between my corporate job and wanting to grow, this food concept.
Right.
And I thought, well, if it's doing well and I'm only doing 50% of my time into this, what would happen if I put 150%? And so for me, that was a risk worth taking, because I would regret not following my instinct and my gut that I should do this versus doing it and failing.
Yeah.
I'd rather do it and fail versus waking up 10 years from now and being like, oh, what would have happened?
Right.
And I've lost that chance. So
That's a very entrepreneurial mindset, and it's something that I think anyone who starts a successful business needs to have. Even for Osman, when he quit his full-time job, APTHCRY took like a huge leap, because he was going from something that was really stable. And I'm sorry for telling your story for you, but like, it's similar with me. Like when I got fired from my full-time job, going full-time on YouTube, that's when things exploded. And I think that's when you really have the chance to take that full potential and put it into something that you're passionate about, and that's when things explode.
when it's yours, right? Like,
Exactly.
It's yours.
Exactly. And that's so important. Yeah.
It's interesting because I always hear the quote, and I think entrepreneurs, this is probably the quote that a lot of us think about. It's, you either build your own dream or help someone else build their dream.
Right.
There's only two boats.
100%.
And eventually, sometimes, which I think has happened with a lot of our team, is that your dream may become your employee's dream.
That's
and
awesome.
that's when you have the most potential success, is when everyone's moving towards the same mission. But it's really hard to be an entrepreneur and to take that leap, because in the beginning, a lot of people are probably saying, why would you do that? Why would you leave?
It's not
stable
guaranteed.
career? No, it's not guaranteed at all. And like having Asian parents, hell no. They're like, don't do it, don't go. But I feel like my parents didn't go to school or like higher education, college. They came and wanted us to live a better life than they did. They were blue collar workers. And so they worked so hard to give us stability. So when I was like, I'm going to take the risk to not have stability, it was really difficult for them to understand it.
That makes sense. So, okay, so it was difficult for them to understand, but once you actually took that leap, did things start immediately rolling quickly for you, or was it a slow burn? Like, how did I guess I'm sort of transitioning into a slightly different topic, but like, how was that first couple months after taking the leap? Like, was it an immediate, like, I'm doing the right thing?
It was definitely slow. So
Okay.
when I quit my job, I booked a ticket to go to the Philippines for a month alone. And that was like 2 weeks after I quit my job. And I told myself, I'm going to go on this trip. I'm just going to exist. I'm just going to feel and make that trip about making a decision of what's next. And after that trip, I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to go all in. I already knew I was going towards that, but I feel like I needed that reset. When you're burnt out and just need that time to reflect. And so on that trip, I was like, yeah, I realized there are a lot of Filipinos who can't just go back to the Philippines to experience being home or be reminded of being home. And so why can't we create that space in Philly? Why don't we bring that back here? Especially because there isn't a lot of representation.
Right.
So it was definitely slow. That was 2022. I quit my job. We didn't fully open this space until February 2025.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it was 3 years, and it took us about a year and a half of construction, maybe 6 to 8 months to find the space. So it is a very slow process, slower than I would have liked.
Right.
But everything changed within 3 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Were you? Sorry.
No, go for it.
Seth and I went to the Philippines, and when I came back, that's when like a week later, I quit my job.
Yeah.
So it's like opposite, but very similar to your
But it's almost like this
story.
I don't know. There's something like soul cleansing about being like where your ancestors are from. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I think we took the team there right before we opened. And I think it was an experience that changed a lot of us. And I don't know if it's because it's like you go back home and you see like my life could have been very, very different.
Right.
And it's like a very humbling experience. And it really teaches you not to take things for granted.
For sure. Were you, before you quit, were you already doing the pop-ups or in the, like, at home, the food club, supper club?
Yeah. So we started, I kind of like launched by telling my friends, hey guys, I'm going to do this thing on my 30th birthday. And that was in 2018. And we started doing supper clubs 2019.
Okay.
We continued pop-ups through COVID more seldom. But yeah, we were doing it. We kind of like built that following very slowly over 5-6 years before we announced that we're gonna do a brick and mortar and
That's
open
awesome.
up our own space.
So was the Philippines trip the transition to, hey, I'm gonna open a brick and mortar?
It was already starting.
Okay.
And that kind
like
of
the idea was there, but that kind of like solidified it.
It definitely pushed me to quit my job because I was like, okay, there's something else that's next for me. It's likely a restaurant, but maybe not. But it was that trip that solidified I'm on the right path.
Awesome.
What's it like opening a restaurant? Like, I hear it's incredibly hard.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's like Tom and I, we were watching The Bear.
Okay.
You guys have seen The Bear.
I haven't seen it, but I know.
But you know,
Yeah.
I know Shameless. I know the actor from The Bear, but
Yeah.
that's about
it's
it.
really, really good. It's
Okay.
a really, really good series. And I couldn't finish. I got through the second season and we cried almost every episode.
Oh, wow.
Because you related
Because
to
they're
heavily.
opening they were opening a restaurant, and it's so opening a restaurant that's reflective of your culture and who you are. You become the restaurant,
Right.
And so everything can be very triggering or very sensitive when things don't go wrong or go wrong.
Right.
And so that show was very triggering to me because I went through a lot of like issues opening. You know, there was an episode where it was really hard with L&I, with the inspector. We went through the same things. We went through, so what should have been a 5 to maybe 8 month construction process ended up becoming a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember, I live in the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
when you guys first, I think you painted your sign on like somewhere.
Yeah, the when we put up the cardboard, because we blew out the whole front.
Oh, yeah.
wow.
So I remember driving past and I was like, what? No way, Filipino restaurant. First of all, this neighborhood just needs restaurants.
Yes, it does.
But like a Filipino restaurant specifically, I was like, no way. And I'll drive past it every day. Like, I didn't know you yet. We never met. But I'm like, when are they opening? And it was like a year plus. I'm like, when are they opening? And then, yeah, finally you're open and it's amazing.
You know, I always laugh about, because we put up that wall and it was literally just a blue, I don't know, like plywood in front of, because we blew out the whole front to redo it. So we were painting like babies, coming soon. And we said, coming soon, summer 2023. We
Gotcha.
opened February 2025.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I remember being so excited and just knowing we'd be opening or hoping we'd be opening in a few months. We had already put in a cushion for construction, but a lot of things went wrong that were out of our control, unfortunately.
Right.
And talking to other restaurant owners, it's not uncommon,
Right.
unfortunately.
What was like the biggest hurdle that you had to deal with in opening?
Contractors.
Yeah.
L&I was a huge one for us.
Okay. And for I'm not sure what L&I is. Is that
Licenses and inspections.
Gotcha,
So
okay.
they're kind of like the governing body in Philly that would say, oh, yes, you can put in an HVAC system. This is approved. Or any type of construction where you might need a permit,
right?
you have to go through L&I.
And are they slow like traditionally, like just in general? Or was there specific things because you're a restaurant that they're even more strict on, or like what's the
Oof. They're understaffed. The city's understaffed in general.
right?
But one inspector can absolutely change the trajectory of your project. they might just be having a bad day, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like this," and then not pass you. I hope that doesn't happen that often, but unfortunately, it does.
Right.
There were tons of issues that we had opening related to what our inspector was saying. But even before that, we had issues with our contractors that snowballed into more delays and more delays. And then, mind you, at that time, we had already hired our core opening team.
Oh, wow.
And so I was just trying to figure out how do we stay afloat.
Right.
We have employees. I mean, you guys know, like, you're probably the last ones to get paid.
Yeah.
And then so it's tough when you don't see an end in sight and it's like, okay, well, when are we opening? It's now been 8 months. But then thankfully, we had already planned our Philippines trip with the team. And at that time, it was supposed to be, hey, we've been open for however many months.
Right.
Let's take a break during what's typically slower in the restaurant industry, which was end of January.
Okay.
Let's take a break. We had still not opened and we're about to leave for this trip. We found out 2 days before that we were cleared to open.
Wow.
So we went on this trip and we opened a week after we got back.
That's amazing. That's
so
incredible.
it was insane. It was insane, but
That's
it was
incredible.
a really...
It wasn't planned like that?
No.
Oh.
No. We had already planned to go
Yeah.
because, okay, it's slower. Let's, like, have this trip to really, like, say, hey, guys, we're doing a great job. Like, we've been open for however many months.
Right.
But instead it became this, like, I don't know, like pre-opening celebration.
That's awesome.
And I think it really rooted us all again on why are we here? Why did we open this place? You know, what's next? So that trip changed all of us for sure.
Did it inform any like menu items that you were like? Did you use it as like a research trip in a way?
Yeah, we did some R&D. So when we came back from that trip, we did a special dinner series, and every dish on that menu was inspired by some part of our trip.
That's awesome.
And so we worked on that menu as a team.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And so, yes. And also, we took that trip to also visit places where some of our team members are from. So it was also really cool to see our team members reunite with their families after a very long time. And in some instances, the first time they're meeting their families.
Oh, wow.
So it was really, really...
Yeah, I think when I went, or Seth and I went, I met family members, like first cousins that I've never even heard of.
Because you were born here, right?
Yeah, yeah. And like,
So
yeah,
cool.
he was hanging out with us all the time. It was like we known each other, and I literally just met him like 2 days prior.
That's so special.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In Manila.
In Manila, yeah.
Very cool.
Where were you guys at on the trip?
So we went to a bunch of places. We started in Manila. We stayed somewhat close to BGC, which is kind of this
cool.
like very cool, trendy,
New.
very new.
Mhm.
I felt like I was in LA. Like it felt very
That's
like
where the
modern.
Jordan store is
Oh,
with
that
the
makes
basketball
sense.
court above.
Oh, I didn't get to go there.
Because you're only there for like 2 days.
I know. He was there for like 2 weeks, and I showed up like for the and I
Oh,
was
you gotta
sick
go
the whole
back.
He
time.
flew like
Yeah.
24 hours to be in the Philippines for 2 days.
I know. I'd been there before though. I'd gone for like a week before that. Like I'd done time there before.
He didn't even
But-
get out of jet lag.
I didn't. Get
Yeah,
it.
well, I guess
For
that's a
real.
good and
Yeah.
bad thing.
Yeah, but it was great. I loved it.
Are you guys planning to go again?
I would love
I
to.
would- yeah.
Yeah.
If
Do
there's
we
an
need to do
opportunity.
a apothecary
That
babies
would
trip
be
together?
100%. That would be amazing. That would be.
I think
incredible.
I don't know if you guys went, but I think was it called Sarsa?
We did, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you
we
did.
We did.
Remember we went to
That
Sarsa?
was amazing.
So I hit him up and I was like, "Oh, my friend's babies are
So we
in
did a
the
whole team
Philippines."
dinner there.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, we did. We did.
That's
it
the
was really
first
nice.
time I had. Was it ube? Is that the one that's no? What's
Halo
the one
Halo.
to drink? Oh, that.
Oh, we
Yeah.
Halo, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We're gonna start doing it here.
Oh, awesome.
It's just like we just bought a ice shaver machine.
Mhm.
It's just so labor intensive.
right. I bet. Yeah.
Me and Nikita were doing it, and we're like, "Holy crap, this is so much work." But that would be amazing
Yeah.
to do a trip.
That would be really cool.
When are you guys
So-
going next? Do you have
We
There's
don't
no
have any
plans,
plans.
but we
Yeah.
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 January? We're thinking of going in January.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I have a young daughter, so like I'd really like her to come along with it because I have family in Malaysia, so I'd like to do
Oh,
like hit a couple
cool.
different spots. But then like she's still so young, I don't know if like a 24-hour flight's the move
Yeah,
yet.
that'll be-
But I could still go by myself.
How old
with
is
my
she?
wife. She's 16 months right now. So next year she'll be like a
Oh.
year and a half, or I'm sorry, 2 years and a bit. So like it'd be pushing it, but I think I could do it. I think I can convince my wife to.
Yeah.
Hey Jordan.
That would be a fun trip to do with you guys. And
That'd be sick. Yeah.
this trip, we're going to go to different parts of the Philippines that we can
Awesome.
go on our first trip. So
That's awesome.
I think we're going to try to make it an annual thing
That's
with our
cool.
team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all. So one thing you mentioned earlier, you've got like a really great team, and I feel like building a team is one of the most important parts because they're a support system, but also they're in a lot of ways like the face of the business when you're not there.
Yeah.
So how do you build a good team? Like how is that something that?
I think a lot of it's intuition.
Okay.
Because as I was saying earlier, there's a good amount of team members who don't have a traditional kitchen background or even restaurant background. But our core team that we opened the restaurant with, they all were so closely tied to Filipino culture or wanting to share Filipino culture. And so again, I think it's like, if you can build a team that is all tied to the same value system, the same mission, it's not a foolproof plan, but there's always more likely that the team will be cohesive and work well together if they're working towards the same mission.
For your current team, were they like friends or in your network already, or did you like put out listings like hiring this position XYZ?
Everyone we met, with an exception of a few team members, everyone we met because of babies.
That's awesome.
Because they saw something online. A lot of them even reached out before we were formally hiring, because they're like, oh, this is amazing. Like, can we have a conversation? And so we hired a lot of people that we had met for the restaurant. No other connection. And I think most of the team would agree, we've all built really strong bonds outside of the restaurant as friends.
Right.
But more so like family. As cliche as that sounds, because everyone's like,
great.
Restaurant family, whatever. But it definitely feels that way.
That's awesome. We actually had Lewis on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Lewis is great. I love
He's
Lewis.
been in our, I don't know if the audience knows, but like since the beginning, not maybe like year in, it's probably his legs in most of our pictures.
Him and Josh.
Yeah.
Well, so some people don't know this, but our first pop-up, so we started in 2018. Our first pop-up was supposed to be at the Chinatown night market.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we
And
had
it
to
got rained
stand
out.
there. Josh ran it.
Really?
Yeah. We made like shirts for like to not build a stadium in Chinatown.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. So we were supposed to do that
Okay.
in 2018. It got rained out. And so last minute, we did 2 pop-ups. One was at Tango.
Oh, cool.
And then
Okay.
the other one was at P's and Q's.
Oh, I love P's and Q's. Shout out P's and Q's.
We love them too. They're great.
Yeah.
That's where we met Lewis, at the P's and Q's
That's
pop-up.
awesome.
And I remember nobody knew who we were. We were just starting out, and we were selling adobo wings. Not your mama's adobo, which is like our take on adobo,
That's awesome.
and arroz caldo. And Lewis was the first person to try the wings, and then he introduced himself to me and Tom. And then 30 minutes later, he got everybody to buy the wings and order, and we sold out. And
That's
ever
amazing.
since then, we've been friends with Lewis, and he's really helped us build some of the creative side to Babies, and now he's our creative director.
That's incredible.
So yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome. Definitely. Sweet. So what's the creative process of creating a menu? Because I know we sort of went over it a little bit, but like I literally have no idea how to even start with that. And I know there's a lot of people probably watching who maybe be interested one day in maybe trying to do something similar to what you do in terms of like creating their own, place with, to show I guess exhibit their culture and things like that. Like what's the process? Like, is it different for everything? Like,
Yeah, I think a menu item can come up from so many different ways, but I think for the most part, when we're building a menu, there's like a brainstorming part of it where we have ideas,
gotcha.
and then as a team, we do a lot of R&D, testing maybe different types of protein, testing different sauces, and some of the questions we have to ask ourselves is, can we source these ingredients? How much is it? How are we going to price things? Are people going to like things? But I think for the most part, are people going to like this is maybe one of the last questions we ask.
Right.
Because I think our priority is always to push things we're proud of. And that's
awesome.
Reflective of like our culinary styles versus are people going to like this? Someone had asked me recently, you guys know adobo, which is like a national dish in the Philippines. Someone had asked me, why don't you have adobo? Which is a fair question. It's a very common dish. And then I answered, well, adobo for the most part is very well represented. We want to share and show the dishes that are maybe not as well known, things that you can find. And so it's been interesting to balance a menu that do have things people are familiar with, and to also share new things that people wouldn't typically see on a menu.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility that you're introduced? It's probably many people's first time trying Filipino food,
Huge.
especially in this neighborhood. And do you feel that like, oh, I have to represent it in this way?
Absolutely, like a huge. I think that's why as a team we pause a lot about how do we want to share an ube latte, right? Because ube lattes are almost everywhere now. But there's a lot of miseducation or not a lot of understanding about what ube is. And so we try to take our time, whether it's on social media or whether it's with customers, kind of explaining, well, you know, we make ube milk with ube jam, ube halaya that we make in-house. It's indigenous to the Philippines. It's hard to find. So huge responsibility. And I know the team, everyone on the team is very tied to wanting to do things with thoughtfulness and intention. And if we can't do that, it's probably not right for the venue. Or if we feel like we have to skimp out or not give it its all, it's probably not the right thing for the menu. So very, very, very big responsibility that we all feel. But I think maybe that's where it may be missing for places that are taking on buzzy or trendy ingredients without much. And that's cool if the purpose is let's just push something. But we want to try to push things with thoughtfulness versus let's put ube in something because it's a trending topic right now on social.
How would you describe Filipino food as a general thing to people who haven't had it before?
Yeah. It's hard because it's so nuanced, but in general, Filipino food, I think, can be very balanced. I think there's a stereotype of Filipino food being very meat heavy and very salty.
Okay.
But in my opinion, the flavor profile of a lot of our dishes is you have a little bit of sweetness. You have a lot of that like umami, whether it's from, but these are fish sauce or shrimp paste. There's like a slight funk to a lot of our dishes. And then of course, like salty, savory, and then acidity. We finish things off a lot here at the restaurant with citrus, whether it's calamansi or citrus fruit in the Philippines, or lime or lemon. I think it helps cut through a lot of the richness of a lot of Filipino dishes. So I think overall, the flavor palette, you get the sweet, you get the acid, you get the umami, the savory. I think what is not as prevalent in Filipino food compared to other Southeast Asian countries is there's not as much spiciness, like heat level.
That makes sense. Okay.
Certain regions may.
Right.
But it's not as prevalent as Thai food or Indonesian, where there's a lot more spice. Yeah, it's hard because when you look at our cuisine, it's innately fusion because we were a country that was colonized by the Spaniards for 300 plus years, then the Americans, and even before that, there was a lot of influence from Chinese settlers. So like our food is already a melting pot, and depending on where you're from in the Philippines, there may be other regional influences that exist more so than other parts of the country. So it's really hard to describe Filipino food, and it's definitely misunderstood in a lot of instances.
Would you say that how would you describe, I guess, the customer base that you have? Is it like 50% Filipino? Is it, 75%? Or is it like 80% just everyone?
Oh, that's hard.
Or like non-Filipinos, I guess.
We have a very big Filipino community that comes to the restaurant and has supported us. I would say they're probably one of our biggest customer kind of bases. So Filipinos, especially Filipino Americans.
Gotcha.
And it's cool when they bring their families.
Yeah.
And they're introducing their mom or dad who may be a little bit hesitant to try something that's a little bit more modern.
Right.
But we have a ton of Filipino customers. We also have a ton of customers that are just in the neighborhood. So Brewery Town, Fairmount, we're right next to Fairmount. So it's cool. We have a very diverse customer base, age-wise, ethnicity-wise.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's really cool to see Philly embrace us in a very organic way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Philly's like a great food city. And the fact that you guys add something new that hasn't really been in Philly before is super, super cool. And that's why when Osman first told me about you guys and I first tried your food, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I've never had anything like this. It's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Seth.
Definitely.
Yeah, we've been very lucky.
Well, I think it's luck and also
The food's good.
good food. Yeah.
Breakfast sandwiches were a good mood.
Okay, do you like the rich tita?
Yeah, I think that's like the first before you guys opened. I think you
That's
guys
usually
were
what we
like
serve,
slinging
yeah.
those.
We
and they were
Oh, we had it at your pop-up.
Yeah, that's we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, breakfast sandwiches.
So the rich tita that you're talking about is our breakfast sandwich. It's on our house-made pandesal. Pandesal is a Filipino bread that's typically served in the morning.
Oh,
So
cool.
we bake our own pandesal. We're in Philly, so Cooper sharp cheese seemed appropriate for a breakfast sandwich.
Makes sense.
Longanisa patty, which is a sweet and savory pork patty that we make in-house. Arugula and fried egg.
It's delicious.
And chili mansi, which is chili and calamansi aioli. That's also on there.
That's awesome.
It's very rich.
Yeah, it's delicious
It's
too.
delicious. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my gosh. My wife was like, "Oh, yo, can I get that thing?" I'm like, "No, I think it's just a morning thing." She's like, "Ah." So
Well,
I'll
now
be back.
we serve it all weekend.
Really?
Like all day, Saturday, Sunday. We changed that
Let's
like a
go.
month
Oh,
ago.
really?
Because people were like, oh, it's 11:02 and we stopped so we
Right.
can start our lunch menu. And people were getting upset. So we're like, let's just sell it all day.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say is the most popular item in the store?
Ooh, that's hard. So we have different menus throughout
Okay.
the day. So it's breakfast. During the week, breakfast from 9 to 11. We have lunch from 11 to 5 or 11 to 3. We break and then we open for dinner. I would say our most popular for sure are breakfast sandwiches. They've been getting a lot of love online, whether it's the rich tita or cheesy beshi, which is just like our fluffy egg sandwich.
I think in Philly, maybe this I only know Philly, but like we love our breakfast sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
obsessive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a
wild.
little crazy how obsessive
Yeah.
Philly is.
So doing that and doing like a Filipino twist was really smart. And
yeah,
delicious.
everybody
And delicious.
loves our sandwiches
Yeah.
in Philly for sure, and it has to have the right bread
Yeah.
because it makes or breaks a sandwich if the bread
Absolutely.
is not good.
My wife says specifically about cheesesteaks, but she's like, the reason Philly cheesesteaks are the best is because Philly's got the best water. And I'm like,
Water.
water. I'm like, all
Oh,
right.
our bread.
Yeah,
Oh, our bread.
for the bread. Yep. For the
Okay,
bread.
do you guys have a favorite cheesesteak?
Yeah.
You go first.
I like Angelo's.
Yeah, same.
Is-
I love Angelo's.
because the bread.
The bread's really good.
Yeah. Seth actually
I think
went
I
there
like-
recently and he said he didn't like the
I
bread.
didn't say. First of
Ooh,
all, I didn't
you
say I
gotta
didn't like.
get
I didn't say I didn't like.
Cancel
You didn't
it.
know.
I said it
Edit
wasn't
that
my favorite cheesesteak.
And I said, why? You said, I didn't really like the
I
bread.
didn't really like the bread. I'm not like a huge. I like sesame bread. It's fine, but it's not my favorite kind of
Oh,
bread.
man.
So-
you need a
Oh, you don't
crunchy
like
bread.
seeded roll?
I don't mind it, but it's
Okay,
not like
not
my
your
go-to
favorite.
bread.
Do you
I
do
think my
long
favorite
hots
is
in
probably
it?
Del Sandro's or maybe Steve's Princess Steaks.
Do you do long hots in your Angelo's? Cooper Sharp and long hot? That's how
I don't think I got long on top.
Oh, man.
I need to try it like that.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it as much.
I feel like if I go to any other cheesesteak place, I need like the spice on the side, like the peppers on
Yeah.
the side. So maybe that's what.
Yeah,
I mean,
long
I
hot
looked at it.
inside. Or Del Rossi's is actually also really good.
Really, I don't think I've had.
And their pizza. Well, both places' pizza's delicious.
yeah,
Pizza. Can't go wrong.
that's true. That's true. Well, tell me about your social media presence. Like, how do you promote through social media? Is that like a big part of the business, or is it mostly word of mouth? Like, how does that all work?
Yeah, I would say so for sure because
Mm-hmm.
when we started our supper club, it was all just sharing on Instagram
Oh, awesome.
and people would just share it online. And so we were solely just operating on there. So word of mouth through social media.
That's awesome.
And I think now we've really built a strong community because it's not just a restaurant, but we do a ton of community events.
That's awesome.
So we host a lot of Filipino-centric events. Last week we had Ruby Ibarra. I don't know if you know Ruby Ibarra. She's like a huge Filipino-American rapper
Oh,
out
sick.
of the West Coast.
That's
So
awesome.
she won Tiny Desk,
Oh,
the Tiny Desk series
Yeah.
through NPR.
That's awesome.
And so she came to Philly and we hosted her kind of for like a chill, like, I don't know, just kind of like a gathering, kind of meet and greet. And so a lot of people came out for that. So we host a lot of events like that. Yeah, she
Sick.
was she's really incredible. And she had her band with her. And one of her band members was June Millington,
Okay.
who was in the first girl rock band in the 70s in America.
That's dope.
And she's Filipino.
That's awesome.
And it's
That's
like
awesome.
this insane
Yeah.
thing to like imagine a Filipina being in a rock band that was in the top 40s.
Right.
And she sat here on this couch, grabbed a guitar, and just started singing.
that's so cool.
so
It was like
awesome.
such a surreal experience.
That's so cool.
How do you decide like what pop-ups to do? Do they come to you or do you reach out like, hey, I would love to do a pop-up or with XYZ?
I think
both.
both, or sometimes it's just organic. Like
Mm-hmm.
we may go to a restaurant, or they come in, or we meet through some other circumstance, and we all end up saying, "Hey, why don't we do something together?"
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is organic. Some of it people come to us with, and we decide, does it seem like a good fit?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have like kind of like similar values? But a lot of it's just organic.
It's very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think, I mean, to talk about social media, you guys really do a good job of like kind of showing behind the scenes and just taking awesome
Lewis has
pictures
been
of
really
your food and
amazing at capturing that. And I think because he started with us in the beginning, even like as a friend and experiencing the supper clubs as like a photographer and as a guest, I think he really understands the, you know, again, like the value, our mission, why we're here.
Right.
And so it's very easy to portray that online and to capture that when you're already so rooted with who we are and what we're trying to show. That's awesome.
Right.
So he's done a really great job of cultivating that more and fostering just like more organic and thoughtful content, I guess.
And I think that's cool for like the outsiders to see, to feel more connected to what you
Yeah.
guys are doing.
Do you guys feel like for you, is there a certain type of content that does better for you guys as like a, you know, like a merchant? As a
I think
brand?
people love to see the behind the scenes stuff, except we don't really have someone following us around showing it.
Yeah.
Right.
So we kind of really only show like the final product, which is
Sure.
people love, but like
Yeah.
when they see how it works or how it's done, it's a deeper sense of connection
Yeah.
Yeah.
with whatever you're doing.
I agree. I feel like there's this shift happening in social media where before people became kind of these like influencers and content creators and people were just interested in their lives, and now you see people more interested in regular people's lives. I
Totally.
don't know if that makes sense. Like
You can relate to it more.
Yeah.
Like watching Logan Paul drive around on a Lamborghini is fun, like for one video, but then it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. Like,
yeah, it's like not. It's like you see the same stuff with people that are living these lives because they're getting paid to do it versus like I'm gonna follow Osman and Seth and their day in the life at a. It's more interesting because it's real.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's like this interesting shift in social media that's like people want genuine.
They can sniff out BS.
Yeah.
And they've gotten really good at it
yeah,
too.
really, really good.
So it's like you can try, like, even, I mean, we've had but we've tried different kinds of content that are a little bit less, not less genuine, but like are more staged.
Sure.
And that just doesn't work for us. Like, it doesn't work for a lot of people now. And I think
Yeah.
the content, honestly, that I see hitting the most is regular people who people can relate to doing things that maybe these other people want to do. Whether it's starting a
Sure.
restaurant, whether it's starting a business, whether it's, there's this one guy I watch who, he's very wealthy and he buys cars, but he gets a Lamborghini and he builds this dirt track in his backyard and does everything that
What?
people think about doing. And it's like seeing this dude who's just like this 45-year-old man who just looks normal, and he just jumps in his Lamborghini. He's like, I'm gonna drive this off a friggin' dirt ramp. Mark, what's his name? Mark, you know his name. It doesn't matter. But like stuff like that, I think regular people doing things that are interesting for other people is really what hits right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that guy on TikTok who quit his job at like a tire shop and decided he wanted to sail around the world.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that
Oh
guy.
my god, like it was so crazy to watch, but he like cashed in his 401k and he bought a sailboat because that was his dream, and he literally sailed from like Oregon to Hawaii, and like
Wow.
everyone's following him along
That's
this
cool.
trip on TikTok. So yeah, I mean it's interesting to watch people live out their dreams, but I think maybe what people don't see, and for you guys it's probably relatable, as entrepreneurs it's very isolating.
It is. And it's not exciting every day.
It's not,
No,
and
it's really not.
but it's stressful every day.
It is.
That's
Absolutely.
what
Absolutely.
that's what it is every day. And I think that's where it's really hard, because there's this sense of I am so grateful to be experiencing, no matter how hard it is, to be experiencing these challenges because I am ultimately living my dream.
Yeah.
But then to balance that with the part like this is really hard. It's really scary. Like it's such a high and low type
Yeah,
thing.
and the highs are high and the
Yeah,
lows are low.
Like low as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
But I think working
Oh my
like
gosh.
corporate, it's like medium the whole
Right.
way.
Right.
Right.
You don't get that
exactly.
high, you don't get that low. It's just there.
Yep.
I think to be an entrepreneur, you definitely have to be crazy. A little part of you is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Something has
We're
to be
both,
wrong
like,
with
pretty
you.
crazy. I don't know you that well. You don't seem crazy to me, but there's probably
Oh
something.
yeah, I'm definitely crazy for doing this for sure. But I feel like
Oh,
that's
You
like
need
an
it.
ingredient to every entrepreneur. You have to be willing to be crazy.
Yeah, and trusting yourself,
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's huge.
like your decision making, and yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I like what you brought up about having a really good team, because one thread that I've sort of noticed as we've been doing this podcast and meeting with more entrepreneurs and people like that, really having that sort of foundation of good people who trust you and are willing to, or that you trust and that are willing to be there
And trust
for
you.
and
Yeah.
trust you.
It's both.
And
Yeah.
sort of get the vision, even if they're not like, for example, like with me and Osman, like my wife is such a huge support system for me, and I don't know how, I mean, it seems like she really understands the vision, but maybe it doesn't matter. Having that sort of support system that will follow you no matter what and is always there for you is really, really important. And then you never know like which one of these people, like Lewis, like how big they'll become in the business because of like the trust that you have, or maybe the skills that you didn't know that they had, or the people that they can connect you to.
Absolutely.
It's really important to have that support system, I think.
And like people that will go above and beyond for you.
Yes.
And not just doing like like you said, do this, I did that. But they do that and XYZ.
And those people are the ones that I ultimately want to be my leadership team.
Absolutely.
And we've kind of already seen this. Like, we've only been open for 6 months, but we've been essentially working toward this opening for over a year.
Yeah.
And there are folks that started with us as line chefs. So our current CDC, Iman, CDC Chef de Cuisine, our head chef.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He started with us as a line cook, and then now he's our CDC.
That's awesome.
And we have somebody that started as a barista, and now they're our director of operations, Nikita. So it's like those people who I know have almost like taken on, like this is also their dream. I want those people to be with us.
Absolutely.
They were here when we were low.
Right.
They were building with us when we were low. I want them to absolutely be with us when we're, experiencing all the highs.
That's amazing.
So I feel like that's also key to like building a team, letting them know that there's growth for them. That it's not just about, are they the right fit for you? But are you the right fit for them as an employer, as a boss, as a brand? I think, and this partly happened to me in my corporate career, maybe for you guys too, at some point I felt like I wasn't growing anymore.
Right.
And that there wasn't space for me to grow. And so to me, that's a signal of my time here is done.
Right. Like BlackRock is never going to say like, oh, you can run the company, or you know what I mean? Like it's, oh, guess what? You're next. Yeah, they're going to, doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I completely agree. And I'm sure, Osman, you had a similar experience in corporate. It's like, I did a little bit of corporate, but it wasn't anything like crazy. And I feel like that's true across the board. And I think there is something to be said for the people who maybe are fine with that.
Yeah.
Like they're happy kind of.
Which is okay.
Which is totally fine. But I'm personally more interested in the people who are out there just like doing it, trying different things, experimenting, like making mistakes, and then figuring out creative solutions for
Especially
problems.
as a small business, like they really have to, like if you got $10 million investment to open this, your staff isn't really taking a risk to like work with you.
Yeah.
Same with us or whatever.
They took a big risk being here.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, like, I owe so much to our team without seeing the end result, without seeing proof they believed in it.
Right. That's amazing.
And so with any brands, when you have a team or team members that are willing to do that, I feel so much more like gratitude, and I owe them so much. And I think as a founder, having that trust in yourself, of course, but when your team has that trust in you, it just pushes you even further.
Must be very validating. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just to like shift topics a little bit, like how'd you learn, because obviously you're cooking out of your house, you're doing pop-ups here and there, but then you moved into like a real kitchen. By real, I mean like a actual kitchen than your house kitchen. What was that trend like? Because it's different, right? It's set up differently. There's different processes.
It's definitely
There's like acronyms that you were saying that I'm sure you had to learn because you didn't go to cooking school or culinary school.
It was definitely different. So we were doing the supper clubs, but we were also doing pop-ups in commercial kitchens at restaurants. And so we had all this experience doing these pop-ups where we had to learn a new kitchen space within one night.
Wow.
And so by the time we got into this space, we were already trying to build out the kitchen in the best way for what we needed.
That's awesome.
So like all that experience doing pop-ups, going to different kitchens, learning their layouts very quickly really made the team like very adapting. Like they were able to like think on the fly because, there were times where we had a pop-up or a catering event where we use a commissary or a different kitchen and we had to think on the fly. There's one situation where I had ordered 25 pounds of noodles and they ended up sending us 25 pounds of egg roll wrappers. And it was like 5 a.m. and we were prepping for this catering event.
Right.
And then the team was like, oh, well, what do we do? And I was like, well, we're going to need to cut these wrappers and make them into noodles. Like, this is the only thing we can do. It's 5 a.m.
Right.
And in a kitchen that we never really cook in.
Right.
In a time crunch of like 2 hours maybe. So I think all that experience of being in different kitchens, we were already learning a lot along that journey. And then, of course, like we had to prepare differently for this space for our health inspections and all these things. So I think a lot of it was just our own like research, talking to other restaurant owners, talking to other chefs. So it was definitely a process for sure.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole new, beast that you have to kind of figure out.
Very scary. Yeah. Very scary, very expensive. And things can go wrong all the time. And we just have to shift the perspective with which we see things. It's always going to be stressful in a restaurant.
Right.
But you can always change perspectives.
What's like the most common way of building up funding for a restaurant? Is it like saving? Is it working with friends, family? Is it taking on investment? Like what do you recommend for someone who's starting maybe a restaurant?
So I kind of divided out our investments kind of like in 4 parts.
Okay.
So of course, to really I think you need to have some skin in the game, so to speak. And so we had a large investment, Tom and I, towards building the restaurant. I think that was like step 1.
Okay.
The second step was starting to see what resources are available to us as small business owners in Philadelphia, in the neighborhood that we're in, which is not, like Fishtown. It's not completely commercially, developed.
Right.
And so there are grants available to small business owners from the city of Philadelphia.
That's awesome.
So we applied for them, and then we got grants. The next part of it was small business loans, which we were also able to get. And kind of like the final step was reaching out to our own network, friends and family, and maybe their network, to see who wanted to invest in us. And so we did a round of kind of like small investments from family and friends.
That's awesome.
And so I feel like by splitting it out into different parts, you also diversify the type of funding you're receiving versus all money is from one place.
Right.
Or, you're all in. Had we opened when we thought we opened, I feel like we wouldn't be as financially strained. We were really trying to stay afloat for quite a long time.
Right. Right. That makes sense.
It was really tough. But I think for anybody opening a new business, whether it's food or not, finding what may be out there. If you have to borrow money, which oftentimes you may need to,
right?
What's the cheapest way to borrow money? And that would be through grants, small business loans. That should always be your first kind of what you look at first.
Not from Johnny Menino in South Philly with the baseball bat who comes in.
Wait, what is that?
No, I'm just kidding. Not the hard money.
It went past me too.
Not the mob in South. It's a stupid joke. Forget that. You don't have to cut that rap, but you probably should. Yeah, very cool. That's really cool to hear. And it's really smart the way that you went about it, because I think a lot of people would just think it's maybe they have to save all the money themselves, or maybe they just got to get the small business loan for everything, and then they don't get to fully fulfill their dream or get to open at the same scale that they'd want to.
Yeah, and I think you guys can probably relate. Sometimes you have to build the plane while you're flying it.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, 100%. You may never.
Not sometimes. That's not.
Yeah, true. I'm still building the plane as we're flying. I feel like it's a risk you have to take as an entrepreneur.
Right.
Because I think that's the biggest thing that prevents people from starting. It's not the right time. It's never going to be truly the right time.
That's so true. That's so true. I
love
that. I love that metaphor too, the building a plane while you're flying. I've never heard that. I love that. That's really, really good. Oh. That's really good.
Yeah, it is a corporate thing. I feel
like. Maybe.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Because I've heard it all the time.
Especially in meetings, right?
Yeah.
Build the plane while we're flying it.
Okay, I don't like it as much as corporate, but I do like it. Very cool. Okay, so what's next for Babies? What's the next move?
I think we want to continue to grow.
That's awesome.
I think we're getting ready to do a seasonal menu change for fall. So in the short term, continuing to diversify what we offer here. We're trying to reconfigure the restaurant a little bit, so it might look different in the fall time. But I think ultimately, I would really love to grow as a hospitality group.
Oh, cool.
And not necessarily like a Babies number 2, but other concepts that really fit what we're doing here at Babies.
Like pop-ups and maybe a truck or something like that?
Yeah, maybe something different, cool. Or maybe an entirely different concept. I think we have a lot of ideas kind of generating right now, but we want to see through this year. But my priority right now is to take care of the team, really grow in the space that we're in since we were finally able to open. Awesome. And just try to enjoy it. It's been very stressful. As I feel like on the outside, right? I don't know if you guys can relate.
No, it looks amazing here. Oh, I thought you were gonna say no.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I would never have known that you were
Yeah,
this
yeah,
place is dope.
it's hard. I mean,
Yeah.
as you know, as business owners, I'm sure people are like, oh, you guys, this is so cool. Like, it seems like always fun, but it's not always fun. There's some hard decisions you have to make, and it's very stressful, especially in restaurants because things can always go wrong. But yeah, I think just really getting into our groove, you know, getting our team, and I think they're already there, feeling really confident about what they're doing, and then thinking about what's the next growth, you know, what's the next step for us to grow the brand.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you've done an amazing job. This place is incredible.
Thank you.
I want to ask you a question for anyone who's coming to Babies, which, by the way, what's the best way to find you or to find you and the business?
So website,
Okay.
babiesphl.com, Instagram, babiesphl, and then Google. Like
Perfect.
our Google, you know, our Google listing will come up. But website and Instagram for sure.
Perfect. Okay. And then for someone, so I have two questions, I guess. For someone who's coming in who's never experienced Filipino food, what do you recommend? And then for someone who is very experienced with Filipino food, what do you recommend? Like what menu
Ooh.
items?
I would say if you haven't experienced Filipino food, I don't know. I think I might make the same recommendation, which is
nice.
come for dinner. Because I think when you come for dinner, you get to have some time with, you know, our front of house staff or me and Tom. And we really would like to take our time with, you know, each group to explain the menu versus you pop in, you get something and you leave. You may not get that opportunity, especially during a weekend where we might be really busy. But at dinner time, you can kind of take your time, you can learn a little bit more from the team. Otherwise, my next recommendation would be come during the week when it's a little bit slower and chat with the team. Ask about our coffee, ask about our breakfast sandwiches,
That's
and you'll
awesome.
be able to learn a little bit more.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I just want to say, for the Apothecary fans, we will be doing some sort of something with Babies very soon. So if you're in
Baby
Philadelphia,
Maybe.
if you're in Philadelphia,
Maybe.
be on the lookout.
Hell yeah, I'm so excited.
This was a blast. Raquel, thank you so much. I really
Thank you,
appreciate you coming on.
guys.
We do have something for you, but that's only for the YouTube watchers. For everyone
Whoa.
else who's listening on Spotify or Apple, thank you so much for listening. Come back next week. But for everyone on YouTube, we're going to try some food and also maybe give a gift. So here you go. This is a
Whoa!
mystery bag of socks.
Whoa!
Now, we don't know what's in it. Someone else packed it for us, so it could be good. It's
Could be good.
Apothecary
It
socks.
can't be
It's gonna be good.
It's not. I just want to. It's not a sample of baby stuff. That would be so sick. And I thought about that when we walked in. I'm like, dang, it'd be so cool if we had some baby samples, but we don't. It's just regular socks. But
You guys do have the best socks.
Thank you so much.
That for real.
I really appreciate
Our
that.
whole team, I think it was Lewis. He gave
Yeah,
us some
he probably
socks.
started.
And we're like, holy shit, this is the best socks.
Well, if you ever need socks, let us know. Like we're just down the street.
All the
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
socks.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
no problem.
We appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna try one of these. If that's okay.
Can I open this?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you which each design is too, if you'd like to know.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's the ube one. Yeah, you gotta try that one. Because that's the only one with ube.
I know Osman. He was specifically saying like, "Yo, I'm gonna eat this."
These
one."
are
I'm like,
these are the mailers. These are cool.
Yeah. They came out right. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not touching part. Oh, the banana.
Oh hell yeah.
Which one's that? Oh, is that from the upcoming beach
Yeah,
collection?
which one? Oh, beach collection.
Yeah.
I know you guys just
wow,
came
I
back from the
randomly
beach.
picked up the beach socks.
Actually, I'm realizing now. I think the guy knew that you
Ah!
came back from the beach, so that's what happened.
Seth is the guy.
I am the guy.
Oh, these are fire.
Awesome. This is fire as well. Oh my
gosh.
Oh my gosh. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's like sweet coconut. There's
Oh my
lots
gosh.
of butter.
This is delicious.
The ube's so good.
Wow.
Is this a collab sock
Mm-mm.
or just like a summer sock?
I just straight summer. Yep.
Beach.
I love these.
Yep. Oh, good,
Guys,
I'm
look
glad.
at these socks. Oh, can we get a model in here?
Yeah,
to,
get a model.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
come on.
Yo, introduce yourself really quick.
Yeah, come on. This is
And show 'em your
exclusive
calves.
for YouTube. This is exclusive for YouTube.
Yes, sir.
What's up, y'all? Where's the camera?
Oh, there's
All
Are
three of
you all
them.
over
That
here?
one's yours, and then that one's everybody's.
What's up, y'all? My name is Iman. I'm the CDC at Babies.
All right, drop a beat. All right, put it on. You can go off screen and then.
I can get it up too.
I'm very soaked.
Wait, you're gonna have to put a NSFW if he changes his socks here.
Yeah. He's doing it off cam. No.
This is wild. The salt on top of this is such a nice touch.
we
Oh my
always put
gosh.
salt on a lot of our
Oh my gosh.
beats. Oh, I love this colorway.
Oh, another beach. I think it might be mostly beach.
Yeah, I'll get off
Whoa!
Look at them, John.
Look at those calves! Wait, you can't even get it over your calves?
He's got some nice calves. We were talking about them before the podcast. Excellent. 10 out of 10.
The bigger the calves, the longer your life.
Oh, really? Dope. Let's
They're the
go.
best.
Let's go. Shout out to DP Osman on the camera showing off the calves.
So they say Filipinos have the biggest calves,
Really?
right? Right? Example A. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, and probably another beach one. I think they're all beach except for that one with the white one. I think I did just the whole beach there.
Osman, your family's from Manila? Oh! Damn, this is the coffee of your people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's from Lipa.
Let's go.
Oh, this looks like kind of Filipino.
Yeah.
Osman and Melanie did those together.
You can have these. Our director of hospitality and operations will not be viewed. Oh, these are fire.
Awesome.
Thank you.
This
guys
is
so
fire.
much.
All of this is incredible. Thank you so much. You also provided us with these amazing drinks. Did I have the ube?
You had ube iced coffee.
I had the
you had
espresso tonic, delicious.
I think when we do our collab, maybe we do a drink. Like we
That'd
could
be
do
cool.
a dinner, but we could also do a drink that maybe looks like the
That would be
merch.
cool. Let's,
go.
yeah, we'll
Or maybe a sock flavored drink.
we use the sock as the filter.
Yeah.
That's actually a term, right, Iman?
Is there?
He was like, let's make a sock flavored drink. Yeah. Like so, yeah. They say so. There's like this term when something's like sour, lasang medyas, like it tastes like socks.
That's
But
funny.
that's not always like a
Good thing.
good term. But you know how
Yeah.
like sinigang is very sour, so sometimes they'll say that. They say that about dang, I'm blanking out. Is it mang inasal? Mang inasal, Iman? Yeah. Where like they give soup, they give you broth. When whatever I forget what you have to order, but they'll give you like sinigang broth, and they'll just pour it out for you. But it's so sour, so people say, "Oh, lasang medyas." It tastes like sauce.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
So
We should use that.
maybe
in
that's what we
something.
call it, lasang med.
I'm not mad at it.
Maybe we put that on a shirt.
Kind of dope. That would actually be dope.
Yeah.
Yo.
That'd be
And
really
it's
cool.
sinigang.
Made.
If we do a dinner, we have to have sinigang.
Okay, so there's a dish from the Philippines. Have you heard of kansi?
No.
So kansi is essentially the baby of sinigang and bulalo.
Okay.
Have you had bulalo?
Uh,
So bulalo is like a beef soup. So think sinigang, but with
Oh, with the I haven't had that actually.
it's
Yeah.
so good. It's so good.
That's awesome.
But sinigang is a very popular dish.
Okay.
It's just very sour.
You had it. We had sarsa.
Do we? Okay. Us, what was it called? Sarsa? Sarsi?
Yeah.
Oh, Sarsa. He just kind of brought out a bunch of stuff, and I was just eating.
Yeah.
And I was just tasting all of it. I don't know any of the names, but it was all delicious. So
We
I was
gotta
kinda-
do I think maybe that
Yeah.
needs to be the
I'm down.
merch.
I'm down. I'm down.
All right, guys.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Lasang medyas. That'll be our pop-up dinner. That'll be what we call the dinner. Everything is sour. Sour or like vinegar or like tamarind. That I think that might be a fire dinner. Because you know how
I'm
like
excited,
Filipinos love sour.
Yeah. Everything vinegar.
Vinegar, calamansi,
Yeah.
sinigang.
Let's go.
Wow, see,
go.
that's how collabs happen when we just brainstorm.
So stay
and we're
tuned,
like-
Philly.
So true.
Some cool's happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the dinner. We'll call the dinner lasang medyas.
Perfect.
Tastes like
Sounds
socks.
good. Let's go. I love it. I love it.
Okay,
Rad, what do you
socks with
think?
sinigang.
Shoot me a message. I'll send it out to the team and everyone else. Shout out to Rad, by the way. He's an awesome editor. Edits all the podcast episodes.
Yes,
Cool.
rad.
Well, thank you so much, Raquel. I really appreciate it. This was a
guys.
blast. Thank you so much for
these.
having
We're
us.
so cool.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the food. It's delicious. Thank you for the drinks. Oh my
Are
gosh.
you guys hungry? You want to eat?
I have to dip, but I would like. I mean, how long does it take to mix something? Can I take it to go?
Yeah. What time is it now?
I have a live stream or a whatnot.
440.
Oh, okay.
What do you want? You want a rice bowl?
What do you
What do you
recommend?
guys want? You gonna eat it later?
I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. I'm gonna bring some for my wife and then some for me, and then Osman is just. I guess I have to drive him too.
Yeah.
Because he can't walk.
I would say if you guys aren't gonna eat it, like the bistek rice bowl
Okay.
would be great. So it's like
Awesome.
thinly sliced cuts of brisket.
Okay.
And then you've had bistek before. That's like probably one of the more popular things on our dinner menu.
Awesome.
Because whether you're Filipino or not, it's delicious. So
That
beef
sounds
rice
amazing.
bowl. We could do wings also.
I'll do
You
whatever
guys
you
want
recommend.
wings?
Whatever you
Hell yeah,
recommend.
let's do that.
Chef's
Awesome.
choice.